Hey everybody, this is Ted Check, recovering reporter. Okay, got a doozy for you here. Let's see if we can unpack this one. So CBS Mornings, that's their national morning show, they had a guy on. His name is Ta-Nehisi Coates. I believe he is referred to as an activist author. Anyway, he has written a book called The Message, and it's about Israel and Gaza, or Israel and Hamas, Israel and the Palestinians, however you prefer it. I think you know what I'm referring to, about the conflict that's there. So he wrote this book about it, and then he, of course, is going on a tour to promote the book. And so this guy right here, Tony, I think it's Dokoupil, well, he exercises true journalism. He executes true journalism in that he, I thought, very thoughtfully pushed back or challenged Ta-Nehisi on certain things that were in his book, and because the questions that Tony was asking more than likely would be the questions that other people would be asking if they had a chance to ask them, and that's generally what you as a reporter, you're standing in for your readership, your viewership. And so let's just take a listen to a little bit of this.
So then I found myself wondering, why does Ta-Nehisi Coates, who I've known for a long time, read his work for a long time, very talented, smart guy, leave out so much? Why leave out that Israel is surrounded by countries that want to eliminate it? Why leave out that Israel deals with terror groups that want to eliminate it? Why not detail anything of the first and the second intifada, the cafe bombings, the bus bombings, the little kids blown to bits? And is it because you just don't believe that Israel, in any condition, has a right to exist?
Well, I would say the perspective that you just outlined, there is no shortage of that perspective in American media. That's the first thing I would say. I am most concerned always with those who don't have a voice, with those who don't have the ability to talk.
See, now I got to stop him right here, because that's directly the opposite of what is going on from my perspective, what's going on in the media. Look at the media. What is the underlying narrative? That Israel are the Israelis are the bad guys. I already did a video on this. The Israelis are the bad guys, and the Palestinians are the victims, or even the good guys. So they've got a massive voice here in the United States. I think Ta-Nehisi Coates is just way off base. Couldn't be any more off base. Everybody is on their side practically, at least in the media. So he's saying, "Oh, I'm the voice to the voiceless." Not true at all. Ridiculous. Anyway, so what happened was, and this conversation continued on for some time actually, and these two over here were very, very uncomfortable. So my only hang up is that this guy is Jewish. He converted to Judaism, and so it looks like he's taking it personally. I would have had the same questions that Tony asked, just asked by maybe somebody else here. And that way you eliminate any question whatsoever of any bias or impropriety or whatever. You have somebody has no stake in it, no skin in the game whatsoever, ask the tough questions. But I think he did a great job. Tony did a great job of asking the tough questions. That's what a reporter should do. And then allowed him, and was respectful, and then allowed Ta-Nehisi to counter those, what he was challenged on. But CBS took a little bit of heat, which that's also part of journalism. You got to have thick skin. You got to be able to take the heat from the haters, from people who are just going to criticize you about anything and everything. You got to be able to take that heat and weather it like an oak tree. You can't just fold like a chaise lounge. But CBS folded. In the wake of the criticism, this is from CNN.com. In the wake of the criticism, CBS News and Station's president and CEO Wendy McMahon and her top deputy Adrian Rourke enlisted the network's Standards and Practices Unit to conduct a review of the discussion, according to sources familiar with the matter. The news division's Race and Culture Unit was involved as well. Management concluded that the problem was Tony's tone his tone. I thought his tone was no problem with his tone. He was very respectful and wanted Ta-Nehisi Coates to continue. Wanted to, because there was at one point where the other two hosts were, I don't know, trying to move things along or whatever, and Tony's like, no, let him finish. Yeah, but what they concluded here at the top, that the interview did not meet editorial standards. Then what are the standards? If you can't use fairness and objectivity and and thoughtfully challenging a source, an interviewee, what are your standards, CBS? What are your standards, Wendy McMahon and Adrian Rourke? Please, we'd all like to know. Let's see. CBS chief legal correspondent Jan Crawford. She had a problem with CBS reprimanding Tony as well.
I think Tony did the opposite. He prevented a one-sided account from being broadcast on our network about a deeply complex, as you said, situation that completely was devoid of history or fact. And as journalists, it seems to me that's what we have an obligation to do. and as someone that does a lot of interviews, including on controversial topics with public figures, I'm not really sure now how to proceed in challenging viewpoints that are obviously one-sided and devoid of fact or history. I don't understand how that interview and our saying it was addressed I don't understand how we can say that violated CBS News's editorial standards. And I don't understand, if that's the case, what is the objective standard for the rest of us when we're doing our own interviews?
Great point. Yeah, this is why they wonder why they're losing viewers. This is why when you punish good journalism, when you punish true journalism, I mean, this is all over. This right here, the reprimanding of Tony Dokoupil, that made news. That made news all over the place. So people are aware of it. You're not gonna. It isn't just a personnel matter that you can hide away. People know about it. People know what you're doing, CBS, and they're not happy about it. Now here's another story from CNN. Shari Redstone, who is the chair of CBS parent company Paramount Global. So she's the boss of the people who reprimanded Tony Dokoupil, if I understand that right. She's the boss of CBS leadership. She's the big boss. She said they made a bad mistake with their handling of CBS Mornings co-host Tony Dokoupil's contentious interview last week with author Ta-Nehisi Coates. In stark opposition to what CBS editorial leadership told staff on Monday, Redstone said that she did not believe Dokoupil had violated the network's editorial standards when he grilled Coates over the contents of his new book. I think Tony did a great job with that interview. This is the boss lady talking. I don't know that there's anybody that's above her. She's it. I think he handled himself and showed the world and modeled what civil discourse is. Amen. He showed that there was accountability and that there is a system of checks and balances. And frankly, I was proud of the work that he did. Boom, right there. I mean, yeah, because if you I haven't read the book, but apparently from what the way that Tony described it, it's very, very myopic, very, very one-sided. Just is incredibly sympathetic to the Palestinians, and then portrays the Israelis as villains. From what I understand, and that's just, yeah, you've got, if you're Ta-Nehisi Coates, you got the First Amendment, you can say whatever you want, but if you're going to say something like that, prepare to be challenged on it. That's all. Just prepare to be challenged by it. And what does this say to CBS? What kind of example, as Jan Crawford was saying, what kind of example does this set? What kind of precedent does it set for the rest of the reporters, for the rest of the editorial staff of CBS? Ooh, wow, we better not. We better just let people yammer on and not challenge them on anything. No pushback, unless it fits the narrative or whatever. See if Dokoupil had said, "Oh, I think it's great that that you're saying that the Palestinians are the victims and the Israelis are bad. If he said that, wouldn't be a problem. Wouldn't be a problem at all, because that's the narrative that we see predominantly in the media. And there's a number of reasons, which I actually it's on one of the radio interviews that I did. We talk about this issue. But anyway, yeah. This I think I did what I could to encapsulate this. It really is a mess, and we'll have to see how CBS can rebound from this, because this is it's very embarrassing. It tarnishes their reputation. Man. All right. Anyway, let me know your thoughts, and I'll talk to you later.